Hey, good day, people. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday. We're going to be driving through in a couple of, in about 2 or 3 minutes or so. We're going to be driving through the town of Keystone, South Dakota. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of extra footage just to see what it looks like on your way into Keystone. Now, of course, I am in South Dakota. I am this all this is considered the Black Hill area in western South Dakota. In fact, I am driving in the far west section of the state. I mean, if I drive a few miles further west, I'll be into the state of Wyoming.
Take the next left onto Dome Mountain Road.
Now, at this point, I have just left the Mount Rush. I have just left Mount Rushmore. So that's the road I'm driving. So in a minute or so we'll be in Keystone. In fact, let's see here. See if I can find the population here. Yeah, the population of Keystone, the town we'll be driving through in a minute here, the population is going to be 240 people. Now, although this town is extremely small, don't let it fool you. I mean, now this town is not going to be your typical small town. I mean, this town is more or less of a tourist trap, if you will. The tourist trap of the Black Hills in South Dakota. Basically, that's what this town is. As you guys are going to be able to see in a second here, this town is full of little places to go eat, go drink. It's full of it's full of entertainment, basically. So you're not going to be short of things to do here in Keystone. So yeah, as I told you a second ago, Keystone is considered, all this area is all considered part of the Black Hills. And this is, right now I am driving in Pennington County. Keystone is in Pennington County. 240 people as of the 2020 census. And the population, to my surprise, has actually shrunk. The population has declined as of 2020. It declined by 28.8%. So there's been almost a 29% population decline here. I mean, I would have thought the population here was growing, but it isn't. It's declining instead. But, then again, I don't know. I can't explain certain things. Anyways, let's see. It has its origins in 1883 as a mining town. Okay, well, this town used to be big in mining. That's the economy here used to be in mining, and has since transformed itself into a resort town, serving the needs of millions of visitors to the Mount Rushmore National Memorial, which, like I said, I just, at the time I was driving through Keystone, I've just got done walking through Mount Rushmore. Keystone was heavily damaged in the 1972 Black Hills flood, which obviously there's not going to be no actual footage of that damage because that damage happened over 40 years ago. It happened 50 years ago, so obviously there's not going to be no evidence of that, at least not from what we're going to be able to see on this particular video. So, okay, well, they started recording the population in 1980. So in 1980, you had 295 people here. And then as of 1990, it lost 21% of its population. So in 1990 census, the population was 232 people. But then during the 2000 census, the population went back up. It went up by 34%. It went up to 311 people. And then in the 2010 census, the population increased by an additional 8.4% to 337 people. And now in 2020, 28.8% of the people have left this area. So now the population is back down to 240. And although those are large percentages in which the city either lost or gained people, one thing which you got to take into consideration is this is a very small town in the first place. I mean, the largest that this town has ever been was 337 people. So between the peak of this town, which was back during the 2010 census, to where it's at right now, I mean, you're only talking about a difference of 97 people. So you can look at it like that too. I mean, in a town this small, if you lose even a few people, it's going to make a profound difference on the, on the numbers when they do their census. And some of the attractions that you're going to find here. Let's see, I'm kind of reading a little bit here. Okay, you got I'll look at that in a little bit here. I was hoping they'll give me a list. I just want to give you guys an idea of what you're looking at when it comes to entertainment. Things to do in Keystone, South Dakota. Okay, a few things that you can do either here in Keystone or in areas close by. Of course, you're going to have the Mount Rushmore National Memorial, which I didn't record any actual. I mean, I got some pictures of that, which again, if you go on my Facebook, you'll see it. But I'm gonna do some video post of it. I mean, there's a couple of other things I want to post as well. So you'll be seeing that on my channel. It'll be in the form of a post. And you got the Rushmore Tramway Adventures. Now, let's see. You got the Presidential Trail, which I did walk that trail. If you're looking for some good exercise, you're looking to improve your cardio, but at the same time, have a little bit of fun, walk that trail. You will not be disappointed. You can thank me later. You got the Big Thunder Gold Mine, the Rush Mountain Adventure Park, and these are all places that are going to be close by this area or in this area. You got the National Presidential Wax Museum. You got Dawes, DAHIS, Chainsaw Art. You got the Horse Theft Lake. I mean, that's one thing about South Dakota. For those of you that don't realize it at this point, South Dakota does have a lot of lakes. And I'm going to be honest with you people. I did not think you had a whole lot of lakes here in South Dakota, but South Dakota does have a lot of lakes. Now, granted, they're not going to be the same lakes as the Great Lakes the Great Lakes down in, let's say, Ohio or Michigan. It's not, or Minnesota. It's not going to be those type of lakes. These lakes, of course, are going to be from the river. But nevertheless, I had no idea that there was so much waterfront areas here in South Dakota. And then when I came here and I started driving around and I saw all these different waterfront areas, I thought that was kind of neat to have that in the middle of the country. You also got the Keystone Historical Museum, so if you want to learn some more history about Keystone, you can go visit that museum. You also got the highly trained antiques. Now, there's more that I can name off, but I'm not trying to bore you with that. I just wanted to give you guys a general idea of some of the things that you can do in this area. Like I said, if you come here for a vacation, I promise you, you will not be bored. There's plenty to do. There's plenty of places where you can go and grab a bite to eat. Or if you're smart, you can drive into the closest small city to here. I mean, I think the closest area where you can go to where you'll actually run into a grocery store will be, give me a second here. I gotta get my bearings straight. Yeah, the closest place where you're gonna find an actual grocery store with reasonable prices and decent selection is going to be Rapid City. Which Rapid City, if I can remember clearly, is going to be about 25 minutes, give or take, from here. Let me double check that, just to make sure I'm giving you some accurate information. Keystone, South Dakota to Rapid City, South Dakota.
Rapid City is 26 minutes from Keystone by car and light traffic.
Yeah, I was correct. I was close, 26 minutes, depending on traffic. Let's see what houses here are going to cost you, if there's anything for sale. Alright, folks. Here in Keystone, if you want to buy just some plain land, the cheapest lot here in Keystone is going to be a little over 3 acres for $155,000. So if you want to come out here, build yourself a home, or maybe build a business if it's zoned for that, the cheapest piece of land is going to run you $155,000. Now, let's see. If you want to buy an actual dwelling, the cheapest dwelling, and I'm assuming this dwelling is, it could be used for residential purposes, but the cheapest dwelling that's habitable is going to run you $549,000. And then after that, there's a house, which is definitely residential. That house is going to run you $630,000. And some of these older houses that you might see along the road here, they're not going to be for sale. And I'm fairly sure a fair amount of them are probably Airbnbs for this time of the year when people are coming here for vacations or and just traveling about like I am. So housing here is relatively expensive, given that this is a big tourist trap. Now, I can't imagine how fun it could be during the winter to have to drive down these roads when the temperatures are in the negatives and all these roads are covered with snow and ice and all that fun stuff. But that's something I'm not going to even attempt to imagine. Maybe somebody who lives here can drop a comment below, because I sure the hell ain't coming back out here during the winter time. So it is what it is. Let's see here. Okay, your crime here is very low. Both your property and violent crime are well below national average. Let's see, if you're looking to rent, your median rent prices are $570 to $1,280 a month. And I'm going to say arguably that's if you can even find anything for rent, especially this time of the year. And also take into consideration how small the area this is. And let's see here. Okay, the median home value right now is $510,000. So if you want to live here in Keystone, the median home value is going to it's going to be a little over $500,000. So you better have some big wallets and some deep pockets to live here in Keystone. And for those who live here, it's 69.2% white, 4.5% Asian, 4.7% Native American, and 16.1% Hispanic. And you got 4.3% multi-race. Alright folks, that's going to do it for my commentary. This video is going to end in another minute and a half or so. So enjoy the remainder of this video. You guys know what to do right now. Subscribe below. Give my video a thumbs up to help with the YouTube algorithm. And on that note, everybody have a blessed one, and I will see you on the next one.